The rain drummed against the pavement, and the scent of freshly brewed coffee filled the air as Elena sat alone at a small cafe near her college campus. It was a quiet evening, the kind that made her feel safe. She never believed in love at first sight, but when Daniel walked in, something about him made her stomach flutter. He was tall, with dark, intense eyes that seemed to hold 1,000 stories. He noticed her, too, offering a charming smile before walking up to the counter. "One black coffee, extra strong," he said, his deep voice cutting through the cafe's soft hum. Elena pretended not to watch him, but when he turned around, their eyes met. "Mind if I sit here?" he asked, pointing to the chair opposite her. She hesitated before nodding. "Sure." That was how it started, a simple conversation, stolen smiles, and long walks in the evening. He made her feel alive, like the past no longer had power over her. He never asked about her secrets, and she never told. 2 years later, he proposed. It was the happiest day of her life. But happiness never lasts forever. The battle for love. The first year of marriage was blissful. They traveled, laughed, and dreamt of their future children. But as time passed and pregnancy never came, the whispers of doubt grew louder. "Maybe we should see a doctor," Daniel suggested one evening as they lay in bed. Elena's heart pounded. She had always feared this moment, but she agreed. A week later, they sat in the cold office of Dr. Mitchell, waiting for the results. "Mr. and Mrs. Daniels," the doctor said, his voice professional yet gentle. "I'm afraid I have some difficult news." Elena's hands clenched into fists. "You are unable to conceive," the doctor continued, looking directly at her. "Your medical records indicate that your womb was removed during a previous procedure." Silence filled the room. Daniel turned to her slowly. "What is he talking about?" Elena felt like the world was crashing around her. I didn't know." "You didn't know?" His voice rose. "How do you not know that you had your womb removed?" Tears streamed down her face. "It was a long time ago, Daniel. I was just a girl, She choked on the words. "Was this an abortion?" he asked, his voice sharp as a blade. She nodded, unable to meet his eyes. "Yes, but I swear I never knew it cost me my womb." Daniel shot up from his chair, his face dark with rage. "You kept this from me. You let me dream of a family, of children, and all this time you knew it was never possible." "I didn't know," she sobbed. "I thought—" "Stop lying to me," he snapped, storming out of the office. The beginning of the end. From that night, their marriage changed. Daniel stopped touching her, stopped looking at her with love. The warmth was gone, replaced by something bitter and cold. He started staying out late, drinking heavily. The scent of perfume lingered on his clothes when he came home, and when Elena confronted him, he didn't even bother to lie. "You want me to be faithful to a woman who lied to me," he spat, slamming his glass on the table. "I didn't lie," she cried. "I didn't know." But he didn't believe her, and maybe, deep down, she didn't blame him. Then came his mother. The mother's poison. Daniel's mother, Margaret, was a woman of steel, cold, calculating, and never fond of Elena. When she heard the news, she wasted no time twisting the knife deeper. "Daniel, my son," she said, sitting beside him as he nursed his whiskey. "You are a man. You need children. This barren woman is holding you back." "She didn't know," Daniel muttered, though even he wasn't sure if he believed it. Margaret scoffed. "And you believe that?" "A woman always knows. She tricked you into this marriage knowing she could never give you an heir." Daniel remained silent, but his grip on the glass tightened. "Throw her out," Margaret urged. "Find a woman who can give you a child, a real wife." That night, Daniel stumbled home, drunk and furious. The breaking point, Elena was waiting for him. "Where were you?" she asked softly, though she already knew. "Out," he said coldly, walking past her. "With another woman?" He smirked, pouring himself another drink. What does it matter? I'll never have a child with you anyway. The words sliced through her like a knife. You don't love me anymore, she whispered. Daniel chuckled darkly. Love? Love died the moment you lied to me. Her hands trembled. I can't keep living like this, Daniel. Then don't. His voice was emotionless. She stared at him, searching for the man she once loved, but he was gone, and that was when she knew she was truly alone. The final goodbye. The next morning, Daniel woke up with a hangover, his head pounding. He stumbled out of bed, expecting to find Elena waiting with coffee, ready to beg him to stay. But the house was silent. Too silent. Something felt off. He walked to their bedroom and saw a piece of paper on the nightstand. I never wanted to hurt you. I never wanted to lie. But the past never left me, and now I leave you with it. I hope you find happiness, even if it's not with me. I love you. I always did. Goodbye. His breath caught in his throat as he turned to the bed. Elena lay there, pale, lifeless. A bottle of pills rested on the bedside table. For the first time in months, Daniel felt something other than anger. He felt fear. No, 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 he muttered, shaking her. Elena, wake up! But she never would. And as the weight of his actions crashed down on him, the whispers of the past became screams. He had lost her. Forever. Epilogue. At the funeral, Daniel stood in the rain, gripping the letter she had left behind. Margaret stood beside him, her face expressionless. You did what had to be done. Daniel turned to her, his eyes empty. No, Mother. I killed her. And with that, he walked away, drowning in the whispers that would haunt him for the rest of his life. Some secrets stay buried. Others destroy everything in their path,